All right, Elvis fans, here's a pretty cool article from, I believe this is 56, late 55 or early 56. Elvis Conquers Tucson Teenagers by Betty Milburn. Uh, it says, I'm going to go ahead and have to, going to end up having to zoom in here so you can read along with me. He's so dream, so dull, so, I don't know, so different, so eek. That's what they all say when you ask any pretty petticoated young miss what's so exciting about Elvis Presley. A couple thousand of them, plus some boys and a few awkward-feeling adults, jammed into the bleachers at the rodeo grounds last night for the Elvis Presley show. Elvis didn't appear until after intermission. In fact, he was kept well away from the show location until a band, a couple of singers, a magician, and a juggler whipped up a fever pitch of suspense in the audience. About 30 minutes after the show started, his managers smuggled him into the tiny hot little shed under the bleachers where he chatted a few minutes with me and some of his relatives who happened to live in Tucson. I wonder what relatives that is. If you guys know who that is, let me know. His companion, curvaceous and very blonde, was described as just a friend, a Corrine for the Milton Berle show. How does he feel about being the current idol of the teenage crowd? Well, it's fine, I guess, he drawled, removing a huge wad of gum from his mouth and tossing it nonchalantly over his shoulder. I got 9 secretaries, a business manager, 2 promoters, a co-promoter, and a valet. And those girls, when they mob me, they don't mean no harm. They don't really try to tear my clothes off. Just a button or two. Of course, sometimes I get a little scratch, but they don't mean to hurt me. He sings is any old key, doesn't care to study music. I don't really know what that says. It's kind of weird. They only make matters worse. Has a collection of some 2,000 records, all vocals from Mario Lanza to Roy Acuff. Loves hot weather, because I'm so cool. Now, I don't know whether he said that or not, but that's kind of a rock and roll thing to say back in the young days. And gets a couple dozen marriage proposals in the mail daily. These, his 9 secretaries, answer with invitations to join the Elvis Presley fan club. When intermission started, Elvis hid in the hot little shack. His cousins, there we go, Marie Quinn and Bob Keithley, reminisced a moment about the days back in Tupelo, Mississippi, when they all lived next door to one another. He could sing a pretty good spiritual when he was just a little fella, said Mrs. Quinn, whose husband teaches here at University Heights School. By now, the girls were jamming around, and it was all that 3 or 4 burly sheriff's deputies could do to keep them from bashing down the door. They squealed and jumped and pushed and shoved until a green Cadillac finally backed up to the shack and whisked Elvis around to the stage. Then the noise really gets started. The crowd chewed its gum and stomped its feet and shrieked and squealed through Well, It's One Volt of Money, Blue Suede Shoes, Heartbreak Hotel, and the other Presley hits. Elvis himself wiggled and gyrated, grunted and groaned, and sang, never once touching a siren of the guitar hanging around his neck. He's sort of an amazed at it all character with sideburns, a ducktail, rolled forward pompadour. It's hard to read that section with the line. So yeah, he's sort of an amazed at it all character with sideburns, a ducktail, rolled forward pompadour, bangs, and the longest eyelashes I've ever seen. Last night he was wearing a brown Shangtung suit, brown and white sports shirt, blue socks, and a Ghana Expression, and no blue suede shoes. Now, as a finale, he jumped from the stage, ran through the gamut of burlesque-type wiggling, got down on his knees, and literally crawled to the waiting car. While the kids shrieked and surged forward, the policemen swore under their breath and tried to hold them back. And the rest of us looked at the entire spectacle with complete amazement. It beats me. Well, that's a pretty cool little article there. A nice little piece of history from Elvis's past. Hope you enjoyed it. TCBTLC, like, subscribe, hit all notifications, share this video, and become a member. Hit that join button, bottom left.